Hi guys, you won't see me driving very often in my videos because most of the time I take my videos in the woods or at home.
Na 800 meter, hou links.
That was my TomTom, and I don't know if you heard it,
Hou links.
it's very funny because I've put the language on South African, and you know, South African language, it's very similar to Dutch because it's the Dutch language as it was spoken in the 1600s or 1700s, I believe, at least a long time ago. And of course it evolved on its own, but it's still pretty good understandable for me as Dutch. Only sounds a little bit funny. For some things they use different words, like an exit on the road, on the highway. We say in Dutch afslag, but in South African they say uitvaart. But uitvaart in modern Dutch, that means funeral. So when I hear neem die uitvaart, which is South African, it sounds for me like take the funeral. Okay, well, that about my TomTom. As you can see a little bit outside, the sun is shining today, and in fact it's one of the first days this year that we have nice weather, and we've been waiting for that pretty long. It's still chilly, it's about, I think, 12-13 degrees Celsius, which isn't warm. Normally it should be around 20 to 25, I guess. Yeah, that's how it was last year. And I've put my my phone here on the device on my dashboard. And I thought, well, let's make a small video. Something else you might see now, it's the Moroccan flag. It's a souvenir I bought when I was in Morocco. I also went there by car, I've been there twice. And I remember the first time, in only 6 weeks I drove about 10,000 kilometers, which is a quite long distance. From Amsterdam to the place where I usually stay in Morocco, it's about 2,500 kilometers. And well, I managed to do it in 2 or 3 days. But don't hurry. I take my sleep, I take my rest, my breaks, the coffee breaks. And to watch the road now because there are some construction works. The lines are not white, but yellow. It's a bit confusing. It's going a little bit from left to right and right to left. Okay, now it's back to normal. Not really a problem for me, but for some people it is, and those people can be dangerous on the roads. They react very unpredictable. Step on the brakes. Okay, well, let me go back to the story I want to tell you. So I drove to Morocco. And I like driving, in fact, also long distances. And I've got a trip in mind which I want to do this year, and that's going to Sweden. And on my way to Sweden, well, first I hopefully Luke, what is known as Dutch Outdoors on YouTube, will join me. He's from the south of Holland. Just hope we can catch the train, come to me, and then together we hit the roads. And first we go to come on, what's this? I think old people, no, African people. They're not the best drivers in the world. Old car, very old Volkswagen. It's driving 80 and you can drive for hundreds. Yeah. Or even 120 here. So, always watching the road. Anyway, firstly we'll go to Denmark to pick up the Danish bushcrafter, my good friend Rasmus, and maybe do an overnighter in Denmark, and from there we want to go to Sweden and hopefully meet some Swedish bushcrafters like Ulrika, or even further up to the north, Ravabild. His name is Peter, and he's originally Dutch, and maybe also some other bushcrafters. Anyway, we succeed. It will be a very, very interesting video trip with 3 bushcrafters, 2 Dutch, 1 Danish, and we go for the adventure. And what's interesting about Sweden is they know what they call allemansretten. Allemansretten, it's all man's right, which basically means that you can put up your camp almost anywhere. It's within 100 or 150 meters from a house, from a residence. You have to ask the people, but well, normally it's alright. And the nature also must be beautiful. So that's the idea I want to share with you, my plans. And if we can't make it to Sweden, well, we will make it to Denmark anyway. Also a very beautiful country. It's got more nature than we have here in Holland. And I think Denmark is almost just as big as Holland, but it's got only half as much people living there. So there's enough space left. Now, what are people doing? They can drive 120 kilometers an hour, and they all keep on the left lane, driving about 90. Well, that's one of the things I like of driving in other countries, because most Dutch people are very bad drivers. They think they can drive, they have a driving license, but oh my god, I don't know what they do, but yeah, step on your brakes again. Stupid. It's so dangerous. I'm looking at the car. He stepped on his brakes 3 times. Why not just adjusting his speed? I mean, just keep some distance from the car in front of you, and almost everything with your right foot. Giving more or less gas, that's it. I think that I really learned to drive when I was my first holiday to Morocco, because I got my driving license for just a month. I bought a second-hand car and I drove 10,000 kilometers in 6 weeks in different circumstances. Yeah, there was a Porsche passing me on the right. I've been driving in a city like Casablanca. Wow, that's incredible. There are rules officially, but oh, that's cool. Now there are motorcycles passing by. Yeah, too bad I haven't got my license. Anyway, I'm going to Arnhem at the moment. I think you know Arnhem from the Second World War. And the British and the American have been fighting there. Because you have to cross one of the main rivers. And next month, May the 15th, we have Liberation Day in Holland. And the south of Holland was already liberated by the American and English, Canadians, some Australians, even Moroccans. Most people don't know that, but even Moroccans, they fought in the army to make Europe free. And the south of Holland was free and the north of Holland wasn't, just because of the rivers. Well, that's maybe the last story I will tell, and then I finish this recording. In 1945, the English and American tried to get over the river Rhine near Arnhem, and the Germans, they were shooting from the north side of the river. They put dynamite on the bridges, so they could blow up the bridges. And then there was a Boy Scout, and the scouting organization was illegal in occupied Europe during the Second World War. But many scouts, they joined the resistance. There was one Boy Scout, his name was Jan van Hoof, and when he got the news that the Allied armies were coming to Arnhem, he put on a blue overall and a helmet, just like the people from the resistance did when they had to fight. And he was their guide. He led them to the bridge. He told them where the explosives were, so that could be disarmed. And well, he had a main role in the liberation of the northern part of Holland. But then, at the end, he was caught by the Germans, and they killed him. But Many people say scouting. Well, what's scouting? Well, nowadays it's a bit boring. Not that much outdoors. There's still groups. There's even bushcraft scouting group in Holland, as far as I know. Or the leaders that teaching other leaders the bushcraft skills, the outdoor skills. They want to go back to basics in scouting. But in that time, the 1940s, scouting was basic, and they knew what to do. Orientation, living outdoors, and I think it's also those basic skills that help Jan van Hoof to do his job as a member of the resistance and helping the Allied forces to liberate Holland. It's one of the things we celebrate on May the 5th. Okay, as I said, this was my last story. It's difficult telling a story while driving. But that's it. Okay, see you later guys. Bye.